Yay!
I was gonna do the voice, but I backed out. The last possible second.
Are you ready, kids?
Oh, that was great. I'm like worried it's gonna be like one of those situations where I'm trying to do like, you know, like a metal growl or something, and it sounds like a whistle. I'm just like scared.
That's funny.
Welcome to WUFO week 35. That's crazy.
I know.
SpongeBob SquarePants. We're all a little punchy today.
This
Yeah.
is gonna be slap happy as hell.
Yeah, totally punchy. Why are y'all punchy? I had a weird day. I mean,
yeah, I think weird is a good way to put it, but mine was just like mentally, emotionally, physically exhausting. Love personal and family stuff. That's stressful always, but I'm just like looking forward to the weekend and WUFO night. Oh, look who we got! Oh,
yay!
let's get Adler in on the fun.
Yay!
We were caught up in the SpongeBob. We forgot that you were.
Yeah, we've been SpongeBobbing.
We were just talking about how weird our days were.
Oh, good. I love that.
Garrett, what about your day?
I just feel ill, but
Yeah.
I did get. Amber gave me an early anniversary present. She got me these little corn cob earrings. Look at that with a little piece of butter on it and everything.
Butter on it.
Butter.
Yeah, isn't that cute?
That's great.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
And I don't know if I showed you the other day. I was at Pacific Science Center, and there was a 10-year-old girl who made these hot dog earrings.
Oh, it's a hot dog. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I think that's why Amber was inspired to give me. Now I'm like collecting weird food earrings.
This
That's
track.
Great.
Yeah.
That's very exciting. Ooh, maybe I can make you an earring out of my new garlic stuff.
Yeah, show that. What's that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I made this. So I've been taking, my class in traditional Italian like folk medicine and folk plant lore.
Mhm.
And we made these little they're basically charms, but you make them out of garlic. So like you turn garlic into a paste, and then you mix in all your other little herbs of like, blessing and protection, and you mix in a little salt and some oils and stuff like that, and then you dehydrate like the whole thing, and you form these little balls out of it, and then you put it in your little brevi bag like this with like there's other like little charms and herbs and like fun stuff, and it's like sealed with wax, and like it's pretty cool, like real like folk magic stuff.
Totally.
But I think you could totally do an earring out of it. I mean, it's like a rock. It's not even crumbly. And if you like the smell of garlic, they smell wonderful.
I would love to have garlic ball earrings for sure.
Yeah, totally.
I think you need orange peel earrings.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Well, we could do that too. Jeremy has the queen orange in his freezer from the one unpeeled orange that was in that pile of mystery oranges.
Oh,
although it's in a sad state. So my freezer is like, it's not working 100%, and it hasn't been for like months.
Wait, I was gonna say, has it not stopped working since you put the queen orange in it?
Oh man.
Oh no, maybe it was the curse of the queen orange.
Oh man.
I'm sorry, that's awful though.
No, yeah, it's really annoying. Like so it works. Like if something's frozen and you put it in there, it'll stay frozen. But like ice takes like 2 days to make if you put like an ice tray of water in there. So it's weird. I don't know. It's got issues. Yeah. And so the queen orange has been like sitting in a bath of her own, like effluvium in a plastic baggie in my freezer, and I'm kind of scared to open it, but I have it.
I love this. I went on a podcast last weekend. I think it's going to be posted this coming weekend, like Saturday. It's with Todd Purse. He is like an incredible artist and does like a podcast, I think every day, but he has like a weekly segment called Creative Weirdos. And I had to like unravel the whole mysterious produce, and we were theorizing about like where the peels go and our orange lever friend that we've now visualized. And I'm just thinking about like, what can we do with the queen orange and like the orange juice box thing, like that was like yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Like scanning through it in my head. It's wild. Who gave you custody, guys?
Give me custody.
It's like one of the
Uh-oh.
you get when you're in like 8th grade health class and you take it home. Yeah. Like I left my flower baby in the back of a car.
Oh, flower bait, yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, or like an egg baby. But
Yeah,
Jeremy should not be trusted with our queen.
The queen orange.
Oh,
I'll
gosh.
pass off the queen orange to anybody who wants to deal with the responsibility.
What
I'm sure
are-
Amber
Y'all
would
have
be
no
so stoked.
idea.
Can we
No
like
idea.
paint out these risks? Like a
Maybe
clean-
next week. So maybe next week for like the extra. Maybe we should do something with it next week for the extra long one.
Oh
Oh
my
my.
An
Everyone
unveiling.
needs like a rock, like an orange. We all have the spirit of the queen orange.
Yes, everyone must partake.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make queen orange essence. I think
Okay.
to give out to our patrons in little bottles. You know, just like one drop suspended in some
The
brandy.
gift I'm giving.
I do love the idea of like returning it to the wild. Just bring it out in like a little carrier, like born free. Like
Oh my gosh, you guys. Do you mind if I segue just a little bit from Queen Orange? Because I just remember something really exciting.
yes.
I'm trying to like learn to
Please
not
do.
blurt out random other stuff that's not related. Well, I just found out that I am staying like a freaking hour from the Bell Witch Cave.
Ooh,
And
that
so
is
me
exciting.
and my cousin and one of her witchy coworkers we're gonna go and do like a little ceremony. We're gonna leave a bunch of offerings because if you all have listened to like UFO recently, there was an episode. Oh man, I'm the worst. I can't remember the name. But it's an episode about the Bell Witch Cave and how it was like a really fresh take on what the Bell Witch's like purpose behind haunting that family. And the new theory is that she was just messing with the father because he was a really negative and like abusive person. And so we're gonna go and like leave offerings to this amazing witch that looks out for women and tries to prevent abuse. And so new take on the Bell Witch, everybody. Heard it at Euphomet first, but I'm an hour from there. How crazy is that?
Wow.
That is awesome. I've always
I
wanted to go to the Bell Witch Cave.
Me too. I didn't know how like actually different it was from like the Blair Witch. I guess there was a point in my life where I thought that it was very similar, but it's like different part of the country, different story. I
Yeah.
think that the only commonalities now are just like, oh, witch and cave, like genuinely.
So interesting factoid that actually coincidentally has a commonality with some things we might be talking about later. So the Blair Witch Project, when it was filmed, before it came out, there was like a mockumentary about the Blair Witch that was like an hour-long TV special, and it was part of the whole, because like when I don't know, like you youngins might not remember, but when the Blair Witch Project first came out, like nobody really knew that it was like fake, that it was like a work of fiction. And so they had this hour-long mockumentary, and most of that mockumentary was actually filmed in St. Augustine, in like the oldest jail and in areas around St. Augustine. And I know that because I had a friend who worked on it. So little weird factoid there for you.
Man.
Deep in St. Augustine. That's cool.
I know.
Yeah. I thought it would be perfect for obviously to have Adler on to talk about, you know, your experiences there, but then also Jeremy from there, it's just perfect. I know that if y'all caught, you know, the What's Up Weirdo 5-hour long live, I know Jeremy, you know, got into stuff a little bit, but yeah, I want to hear Adler's experiences. I want to hear, you know, how that intersects with what Jeremy knows. But is there anything that we need to get out of the way before we do that? I feel like that's going to be just a swift.
Yeah. Oh, we've got Katie. We've got Asia there too.
Yes.
Awesome. Hey everybody. Does anybody have a good snack report? Should we snack?
I had one.
Would you like to talk about that?
Adler, I got more gushers. We like got like this big pack of them when Adler was staying with me.
So many gushers.
I mean, like half of them. Anyways, what is everyone else snacking on?
I got some creamy pickle juice.
Nice.
Just some,
What makes it creamy?
I just put some half and half and some pickle juice and went for it.
That's
It's an old family remedy.
None of the rest of us are snacking. We're done.
That's the end of that.
I'm just kidding. It's tea. It's just some tea.
Pickle tea.
That's right.
That was really rough. Oh my god.
All right. Well, what else we've got? Let's see. I'm starting from the bottom up here. We've got let's see, pickle tea with tea and sugar, potato tacos, beans and rice, grilled onions, and potatoes and some guac.
Ooh, Sarah, you're
Jared's
always
fish crackers swam away. Oh, Kai has New York seltzer. Do you remember New York seltzer?
Oh my god! When I was a kid, I loved that. That was my.
Oh yeah,
my
that was awesome. It was like big because like Seinfeld used to drink it on his show.
Mm-hmm.
He had like a thing with it.
Interesting.
Red grapes and mint tea, dried mango, a yarrow braggot. I'm not sure I know what a braggot is, but I'm intrigued.
Wow.
CGW, tell us what a braggot is because we're all curious.
We want to learn more. Oh, I have these cool socks that are totally WUFO themed, and I got them at a truck stop.
Leftover.
Too hot to wear them.
Oh,
Sorry.
amazing.
Wow.
It's, you know, two friends, and then there's solo guys. There's
What's the orange thing?
I guess it's like a planet. Okay, so it's Saturn.
Is it?
Oh,
It's
I
the
see.
Queen Orange. Hello.
Oh,
It is. But like, here's my confusion. Saturn's not a blab; it's full of rings. So it's like all the Saturn ones are solid, and then this one's just like a little defiant.
Is it Jupiter?
Oh.
It's that way on both sides. So maybe you're right, Adler.
I don't really know what one looks like that, but
Oh my goodness. So we find out beer relative that's half honey and half malt.
I think that sounds really good, but also I think it sounds like that counts as a snack.
it sounds better than pickle juice and creamer. So
I know, that was really-
There are very few things that you can add creamer to that like makes it become appetizing. I mean,
really? You think so?
I think so. Like coffee. I mean, coffee. Yeah, that's fine.
Now I feel challenged.
Yeah.
I might make this pickle cocktail for real just to see.
oh my god, do a charity live stream if you're gonna drink that. 'Cause you're gonna throw up.
If you're gonna do that, at least we can try to post it on
At least we can make money off of you drinking it.
I think that's a good
what it
idea.
Oh gosh. Yeah, people definitely make money on TikTok. It's definitely us. Man, so many good sweets. I always feel like when I go snack shopping specifically for WUFO, I always fall a little short. Or I'm like, ooh, I need to like not get the entire $10 thing of cheese balls. Like,
You do.
and then I see this and I'm like, I fucked up. All these comments.
I always don't have snacks. It's like the one day a week where it's like middle of the week and I'm just like a little gremlin. I have like no snacks. I have like some half open like Twizzlers. Like,
That counts. That's like a very OG WUFO
Yeah.
snack, to be honest.
Yeah, totally.
Orphic egg is spoken. Oh my gosh. Why?
hey, we don't know if it's yucky. We just assume. So.
We
I think
acid
it's kind of an educated assumption.
what if like,
Listen,
you put
though.
it in the microwave and then you make pickled ricotta.
We don't put that in the microwave. Absolutely not.
Acid, acid. I don't know what to tell you.
You know, actually, that might not be bad. Like if you made paneer with it, because you need something acidic to like to get the cream to
Yes.
what do you call it? Clump. I don't know.
This is not good.
Coagulate.
Well, this is going to be really great dream fuel for later.
I'm gonna have
Oh,
a nightmare.
speaking of which,
with pickles.
I mean, we can wait to talk about it, but there's a bunch of dream stuff to talk about. I feel like
Curdle. Yes, curdle. Thank you, Jen.
Curdle, that's the word. Yeah.
Not better.
If you're just coming on, we've already warned everyone that we are very punchy this evening.
Yeah, definitely.
Full of pickles and
Oh my gosh. Kai, you're so right.
The
I'm definitely getting those vibes. Yeah, Janet, curdle. Yes.
creamy pickle trauma.
I mean, I'm pretty much ready to go for dream talk. I feel like that's gonna be a long discussion too. So we gotta
Yeah.
do it.
Do you want to? Can we talk about the side quest real quick though? Because I think it's a
Oh
fun one.
yes. Go right ahead.
Yeah. So tonight's side quest for everyone to check out is to try and find Pegasus.
Ooh.
Which, yay! I
That's
love
cool.
like constellations that are familiar in that sense. Like instead of like booties or so. Like who's booties? Like I like the ones that are like Pegasus the flying horse or like a scorpion or a dragon or
Mm-hmm.
it's just fun to me.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was one, so that's exciting to go.
Right?
I know, man. Every week,
Yeah,
Maitland
and it's so exciting.
delivers.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Um,
I love like Maitland's take on each one too. Like I feel like that's information that we can only get if we're like following Maitland's lessons, it's like very personalized. I love that. I went out and I saw it and then I saw like the Milky Way again. So that was really fun. And I was like trying to figure out if I could get it on camera.
You get the Milky Way on camera?
Yeah. For all of you guys, of course, I was trying to find a place.
The Milky Way for
The Milky Way.
no.
Well, all right. So if you haven't seen it yet, you should definitely go to wufo.watch and look for the side quest. What I thought was kind of cool too is that they included a way that like there's a site you can go to from NASA that you can help find exoplanets.
Oh.
Which that is really like how cool is that?
Yes. That's
what's an exoplanet exactly?
It's a extrasolar, like just any planet that's like
from a different
part of our solar system. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Cool.
Adler, I just read the reason why you were late.
Listen.
For the class.
Yes.
I'll be on soon. I have to extend my Duolingo streak.
I just had to do the same thing. I literally just had to do it.
Listen, it's 11:30. This bird will murder me and my cat child in my sleep if I do not extend this streak. Like,
oh my god.
How far am I at? I'm in too deep. Today was 908. Okay, I couldn't.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
This bird will kill me. So like.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, buddy.
What are you studying?
Yes. I have several on there. I was learning Russian because I want to be an astronaut, and you need to know Russian to be an astronaut. But now I don't think I'm going to need to know Russian to be an astronaut.
Yeah.
So it's still on there, but it takes a lot of energy. So like, I'm just doing Spanish. Because I'm fluent in Spanish, but I've forgotten like all the vocab. So, so I go between Russian and Spanish depending on when I start it. So at 11:30 at night, I'm just typing like Buenos dias.
Perfect.
Here, buddy.
I love it. Oh, our fund this week. I'm happy to talk about that one for a second too, so that one doesn't get overlooked. So this week we've chosen, instead of just like a straight up donation link, when you go to wufo.watch/donate, it's going to take you to a merch store for a very deserving cause. So the website is called foreveryonecollective.com. Again, you can get that at wufo.watch/donate. It'll take you to this shop, and essentially what this shop does is it provides a platform for these different nonprofits that are supporting and paying for prisoners' bail. And they're helping to fight legislation on like things like the death penalty and wrongful imprisonment and things of the sort. So go check them out. They're supporting people, and like literally after shipping and like a couple fees, all of that base profit goes to whatever organization made the shirt and whatever their cause is. And so it's a really, really cool thing that I came across today. So check them out. It looks like Garrett. Oh, here we go, popping back in. So yeah, wufo.watch/donate. Check it out.
So I think you left on purpose.
Oh,
I just you're just like, no, get back in here.
I know, I have such a bad. Oh, he gotcha. He'll be back. There you go.
You shall.
Where they what?
There
I was just reading that message again out there. That's so funny.
It was so important.
Yes. Sorry, my allergies are wild.
So I'm on day 183 of Italian.
See, I started learning Italian at the beginning of the pandemic because I said I'm moving to Italy after this shit show. And then at some point I was like, I'll switch to Russian. This is a great time. And it was a time.
It was a time that we had.
Slavic is different, y'all.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I commend you for trying.
Absolutely.
Garrett, CJ wants to know what's on your sweater.
Oh, they're just like flowers.
Good night, Kiki.
Bye, Kiki.
They're just flowers. Okay. I'm reading everyone's.
Hey, Kiki, I think we're still going to be trying to go to that spot tonight on our dreams in Grants Pass. So if you want to try to meet up, you can go pick out a table for us.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. We posted about Kiki's WUFO related dream in this week's post tonight. So that's pretty awesome. And then I don't think that I've had any that are like directly WUFO related, but I've had like 2 or 3 pretty interesting ones since the dream experiment last week. I know that Adler's had a few. I know Garrett's had a few. Jeremy, what's your dreaming been like?
Well, I had one that was kind of before we tweeted about it this week. So it was last week. And I was in like a bookstore, and like I don't know if it's related or not, because it is a kind of a common recurring theme in my dreams to go into a bookstore and have it be like the bookstore, like the coolest bookstore in the world, stats like going up to the ceiling and like all kinds of dusty stuff you have to dig through. So that was cool. But there was this older woman who was there who was kind of running the shop, and she was trying to sell me on the shop fixtures, like empty shelves and like this empty display case. Oh, you know what it was? It was like a display case. You go into a like a thrift store or something. It's the kind that has like a carousel, kind of like you push the button and it goes, there was nothing in it, and it still worked. And she was like pressing the button, like, "This is also for sale." Like, I would need that for some reason. But it was after we had been talking about. So last week, our friend Alex was on and read about Mr. Arcturion, which was this really, really fascinating entry on the Liminal Earth map about someone in Grants Pass, Oregon, who goes to a New Age bookstore and has all of these interesting and bizarre contactee experiences. And it was after that I had the dream about the bookstore. So,
Oh man,
remember?
interesting.
The bookstore thing too is so it's in the story of the place.
Mm-hmm.
But and then Jason Sinozia, they wrote that they had a dream. Well, they were trying it last night, and they said, "Let me see if I can get it." They said they ended in some place near a crystal shop, and they were looking for metaphysical supplies and books. With I think they were with Vanessa in the dream.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then,
and Miro too, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I had a dream last night that I was in a bookmobile, but it was like an armored bookmobile. So it was like, and it was kind of like the Merry Prankster bus. And there was other people on the bus, but I don't remember who they were. And we kind of like SWAT teamed into this house, like ran through a gate and like got into the front of this old house. And we were going there to secure this rare book that was somehow inside of this house. And we got out, and the family came out of the house. We kind of got in there kind of like, it was a little bit ghost bro-ish, I think, like coming in, but then coming in hot. But they came out and they were really nice, and they were ready to like surrender it to us or whatever. But then we had a whole discussion about once we took the book into the bookmobile that we would have to be careful about the police and what to do if they were to ask questions. And it was all this like secret knowledge, It was weird. So there's like this weird thing with books, the whole bookstore thing. And another thing is that Jenny wrote that she had a dream with Jeremy, myself, and Bex.
Jenny or Janet?
I think it's. Let's see.
I didn't see it. I was I thought I saw it for a second, but
this was on Patreon. Yeah, Jenny Newman wrote this.
Oh.
We were in a car all together, all four of us. And it was in the 70s. Garrett was driving. Jeremy was in the car. Bex had her hand out the window doing this in the wind. Rolling with the homies or whatever.
Definitely.
So I don't know. There's kind of some like and Janet had one too.
Janet did too. Yeah, I wanted to put that up because that's what I was thinking of when I saw it.
Oh no, CJ had a book. Okay.
And Kiki had one too about going to space and getting like a potion or something from outer space, I think. A WUFO dream. So anyways, it seems like to me there's a book thing that's happening. I mean, the story itself has to do with books.
Yeah.
And then but I also think there's this it's cool that we're all dreaming about each other. Like there's this like and the Merry Prankster bus is like this community of people, whatever, they're hanging on this bus. So anyways, I don't know what this is about, what's going on, but I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Stuff.
So did you end up doing the tea last night, Garrett?
I tried that tea so I've been doing the Blue Lotus tea.
Mm-hmm.
But I did the other one, the Kalea. What's it, Kalea?
It's Kalea, and then there's a big long word that starts with a Z or something.
It's so, to me, that was so bitter, and my stomach was already feeling ill. I couldn't.
Really?
I could only take a couple sips, and I was like, oh. I mean,
yeah.
I drink this, so it was a little rough on me. I think when I'm feeling better, I might try it. But how did you have any good experiences from that?
Yeah. Well, so the thing is I only used a little bit because I had read, anytime I try something new, I want to start with like a little bit, just to make sure, you don't have like a bad reaction to it.
Yeah.
And I did it with the Blue Lotus, and I definitely had like really active, vivid dreams, but I couldn't really remember the details of them when I woke up. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm going to try it again. And this time I'm going to try something like, I'm going to try adding like, a little bit more of the other one, the Kalea stuff, but also some rosemary, because that is like traditionally associated with helping memory. And so I'm I'm wondering if that'll help with like the actual remembering of it.
Hmm.
But it was definitely like it had an effect, but I couldn't like. I need practice.
Yeah.
Hmm. Oh,
Interesting.
the first night of WUFO from last week too. The next morning, I had a dream I was in a big field and there was a bouncy house that I noticed, and it felt like a fair that was about to be being set up. You know,
Mhm.
like a county fair or something.
Excuse me.
And so that was that thing I remember, just like really paying attention to this bouncy house. And Bex, you had a dream about like an inflatable, one of those inflatable men or whatever, like at a
Yeah.
car dealership.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
wacky waving arm tube man.
Yeah, well, kind of. It was that, but then it was also like, I'm thinking about Vanessa's plushie of the orange lever, but like
Oh.
6 feet tall and inflatable.
Oh,
So we
okay.
had both types, but instead of, them being in a bouncy house, they were under a stage while there was a performance. And I was like frantically trying to get them out from underneath the stage and was obviously having a hard time because they were inflated, like, but then what's interesting is last night I had a dream, or no, 2 nights ago, it was definitely like very much a Mercury feeling dream. But it has something to do with also like looking under something and trying to get something out. But then it's like part of what you were saying about your dream where, you were in the bookstore and like there was a moment where you're like talking to someone about like trying to, I don't know, was it Garrett's dream? Anyway, so I was in this trailer and they were like full of antiques and like treasure junk that I love. And so, me and my family were like going through it. And then I somehow went to the outside and under the trailer, there was a coffin. And
What?
we were like, oh gosh. But like, so it was like under, but then we go back inside the trailer and by the time that we had gone from like under the trailer to back inside, there was a full-fledged party. And I remember going around trying to find like the person who was in charge of like the antique store trailer that's now a party and trying to be like, hey, like I want these items, but then also like, are you aware of this coffin? So it was a really weird dream where like there was a lot of like, shouldn't die, and a lot of like thinking about underneath the trailer, underneath the stage. It's very strange. Don't know.
So,
But I know that Adler had a couple of interesting dreams between last WUFO.
I can't even like remember them all because I wake up and I just Marco Polo them to Bex and then I forget them. You honestly might remember them more than me.
I didn't know that Bex was providing that service. Can we all just Marco Polo our dreams to you?
She's the only one I have on Marco Polo. And one time I was like, it's too much for me to write them down because I have very vivid or like lucid dreams. And I have like, sometimes I've had 12 in one night. So it's like, I can't write this down. And so Bex was like, just Marco Polo me. It's like, okay. So she gets like 30-minute like Marco Polo.
Oh yeah. Well, your one from today I didn't finish because I was like, ooh, I kind of want it to be a surprise on WUFO. So I can't tell you either. But
that is just, what are you getting?
Oh,
I have like a ball, like some kind of like a crystal that's in a ball, and he's gonna roll it off the bookshelf.
Roll
it.
I got Willie fixed today. So he's like, oh my gosh, listen, the vet was like my cousin and I both got we vet work done on our cats. And so, her cat was like all squirrely and weird and cute. And then the vet hands me my cat and he's like, down. She's like, he looks a little grumpy. Is it just his cheeks? And I was like, no, he's that was it was a while ago. I was just thinking about Maestro.
Oh my God. Yeah, he knocked it off the shelf, so he's good. He's good.
Okay.
No, but I'm like from my dream last night because I had like 4 and I don't remember all of them, but Katie Webb was in there, and then Fire Breathing Unicorn from Twitter.
Yeah.
They were both in there. And like we were all superheroes. It's like, what the hell? They're like people trying to make us not superheroes, and it was like, what is happening? It was like,
Did
what
you have
is-
powers?
I think we did, but I don't remember what they were. Katie Webb's was just being Katie Webb.
Yeah, that,
Sure.
that makes sense. That tracks.
Yeah,
Yes,
that
it
tracks. It was like trying to shoot us with these like little darts with something. They were like trying to see if it would like undo the superpowers, and they shot Katie Webb and me, and it didn't work on me, but Katie Webb, it turned into like this weird cartoon, like badly rendered cartoon character, and she's like, what the fuck?
I love that. She would love that.
Katie Webb, so she was just like rolling with it. It was like, what is going on? Yeah,
That's
so I don't know. We were superheroes, something. Then there was like a circus, a park, which seems to be a theme on like an ocean side, like flooding on the ocean side.
Mm.
So some kind of circusy carousel and everything, games, photo booth, everything, but it was like the ocean was coming up into it.
Huh.
Ooh.
So-
Is it like a Luna Park kind of thing where they're like at like Brighton with like the big long pier with the
No,
or
it
Santa Monica, like a Santa Monica pier kind of thing, or
It was literally like in the sand. Like it was like there were mountains. It reminded me because I lived in Monterey for a summer. It kind of reminded me of like Monterey, where it had these like low mountains, but it was like sandy. It was all at night, and there was like nothing else around, and it was just like the carousel was just in the sand, and the photo booth was just in the sand. So as the tide came up, it like hit all of the stuff, but it was still in business. You could like go pay someone, and then the lights would come on. So like we went at night, and there was like one kid running around like playing in this place, like on the carousel and stuff, and I was like, what is going?
that's wild.
So yeah, circus themed. I'm interested in that field thing though, because I've had a dream that had a UFO in it that had a circus, like a something being set up, like in a
Ooh.
field.
I feel like circus dreams are like fairs, amusement parks. That's a common thing I have dreams about.
Okay.
And it's like the Dark Carnival, like Insane Clown Posse, I guess. But like I think it's just that I don't know. I'm curious if this is a place, like a dream place, is this like universal amusement fair or whatever. I think that's interesting.
Amusement fair.
Or like I don't know. And even Jeremy, you said that thing in the bookshop was kind of like Ferris wheelie, like the circular.
Yeah, like a Ferris wheel or a carousel. I mean, I said carousel, but it's more like carousel, but it's more like a Ferris wheel for sure.
Yeah. So
And then at one point we were saying we wanted Liminal Earth just to be like a series of like traveling concerts. Remember, were we talking about that with our friend Tim Garrett? Where we all had like medieval instruments, and we just wanted to like medieval instruments around them.
I mean, we were talking about that a little bit, like for Halloween, everyone wearing costumes of like our favorite like things from the map or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's
and this kind of like feels like this Ren fair, like a weird like paranormal Ren fair.
Yeah.
I think that would be so cool. Like maybe we need to make this kind of paranormal fair.
Oh my god, we do need to. And people, if they've submitted, need to dress as their submission.
Yes, we have our friends go and sell their stuff.
Yeah.
Little booths. Jeremy and I can make some really weird pickles.
Oh,
Garrett can drink their juice with cream.
Yes. Jeremy, I've been bragging about your beats.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I'll have to send you some. I'm not sure how to ship it, but I'll ship you some out.
Thank you. I would love that actually.
I mean, that is kind of a cool idea of like having a place where we could all just like, you could do all these kinds of activities that we do here like this, but like in a group setting and more like big structured performance and like, experiential things. I think that would be cool in the forest doing weird things. I think that would be so neat.
Yeah.
And eating weird foods that don't make sense, like,
Okay.
oh my God, sorry. Now I really want to do this. I'm going to hyper focus on it for a little bit. I'm going to turn my mic off.
Yeah, and that would be so awesome to do like before it gets hot again or something.
yes.
Parafair, yes, Alex, you're
Do it. Oh my gosh, Alex. That's such a good name.
So,
What we do instead of jousting, I guess, is my only question. We gotta have some like mega event. The Pear Fair 2023. Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Very nice.
Sounds pretty nice. All right.
It's on.
Do we want to start talking about St. Augustine a little bit? Get some
Well, do we want to talk more about the, like, are we going to keep going with the dream experiment with?
Oh, I see.
Janet was just talking about like the.
I feel like we should keep doing it.
Yeah.
It feels like it's getting. I mean, right now we're getting little puzzle pieces, and I think we should just keep tracking it. And it's something to keep us. I feel like we can keep doing through the week, not just on Wednesday, and everyone can participate if they want. So I think we should keep trying the same place because it seems to me yielding a lot of results so far.
Mm-hmm.
So just do this before you go to bed, and imagine there's a Patreon post we have that has the location and a picture of the spot we're trying to go to and the stories that it's based on. So
free post, you guys.
Yeah, it's free. Anyone can go look at it.
Yeah.
I'll make a link for it. So it's easier to find.
Cool.
I love it. I love the experiment. Let's keep on doing it.
Yeah. So awesome. Oh, you know what? I did have one question for Adler that I just remembered I was going to ask. So you're talking about Katie being like kind of a funky cartoon, like animation of some kind. When you dreamt, was it animated? Like, was there an animated dream?
No, my dreams feel like this.
Oh, okay.
Like, they're so vivid that, I mean, I lucid dream most of the time now, but like they feel the same. So everything looks like all the detail you can look, everything is as detailed, all senses are there, everything is completely normal. So
that's wild.
Yeah.
I'm asking because I've met people before who've like dreamt in animation, and I always think that's like an interesting idea.
Yeah.
I've only had it happen once, but
no, never. Mine have always been like either I'm lucid dreaming or they're so vivid. I'm like, no, this can't be a dream. And then like I never feel rested. So that's why I'm always tired.
So. No, I feel that.
Cool. Gosh.
CJ does it all the time.
Yeah, I'm reading this.
What are you? He just jumped up my door. What are you doing? Sorry.
You're fine.
He got on a table and then jumped nearly to the top of the door and just slid down it like a fireman.
He's so cute.
5-month-old kitten, everyone.
He's so floofy.
He's only 5 months?
Yeah.
Oh, I know, right? It's big boy.
He just lost his first tooth last night and then like promptly ate it. So like kittens are so great.
Yeah, they are. Oh my goodness. I had to take a quick break. I'll be right back.
So I had one animated dream once, but it was the only one I've ever had. All Bex is gone. I'll share this. But it was like all I remember is a segment of it, and it was like I was trying to get through a door, and it was like some sort of weird Disney cartoon where the door was like it turned into like a cartoon door, and the doorknob was like the nose, and the keyhole was the mouth. It was like, you can't get through me. And I kept trying to say, yeah, no, come on, I need to go through. And it was like, you can't come through here. And that's really all I remember of it. But it was
that's so fun.
100% animated.
Wow.
Oh my god. See, I wish. I just get like weird ass dreams where it's like, oh, like whatever, I'm getting stabbed by something.
Oh, I've had some weird dreams though. I mean, I think. Oh, you want to hear the weirdest one? I think I might have done a TikTok about it. Do you know this one, Garrett?
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. So this is a dream. It was I was sitting in like a subway car, in like, you know, a big city, probably like New York or San Francisco or something like that. And that was really crowded. And I was just sitting there reading, and I hear somebody say, "Excuse me," and look up, and there's a guy, and he's dressed like, you know, like a man in black kind of, like the agents from the Matrix or something. And he had this like really long blonde hair and a ponytail and sunglasses. And he says, "Are you Jeremy Puma?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Oh, good. I've been looking for you." And he holds up this briefcase, and as he opens it, he says, "I came here to tell you you're having the wrong dream right now. You're supposed to be having this one." And he opened up the suitcase, and it became another dream entirely.
That's
I'm sorry, we messed up your order. We have to fix.
Yeah, no, it totally was. And so no, but I did a TikTok on that, I think, and somebody in the comments, if I recall correctly, was like, "Oh yeah, that's one of the dream masters. You have to be careful around them," or something like.
I love when people have these like really confident, they know that kind of stuff. It's so exciting that like
It is, yeah.
man, like they really tapped into this world so much that they like know the kinds of characters and everything.
Yes,
Oh.
exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Important. Again.
Yes, very good. Very good.
They're very noisy too. Yeah, I love when people just are so confident with their take.
I remember like once I put it in like the Discord or whatever, because Jason from Twitter told me I should, but the like Wendigo or Wendigo, however you say that, like I had a dream where that gave me my food in a fast food drive-through, and they were like, "It's a demon. You have to protect your dreams." I'm like, literally, he handed me my Burger King after I did his weird occult ritual, and like,
that seems great.
and he hasn't
it's
come
like,
back.
it's in fast food, okay?
Like, listen,
Trying to
that's
kill
how
is
you
like,
get.
yeah.
It was normal. We all knew it was coming. Like, it wasn't weird.
We ordered that. Yeah, even Hard Times for Wendigos.
Right.
Yeah.
I love satanic panic.
Literally, people were like, "That's what this means." I'm like, listen, these are the dreams of my life. Like, so-
I agree with Ty. The story needs to go on the map.
I know.
oh my god, the number of dreams I could probably put on that map. No, not a Wendy's. It had McDonald's artist, but it was Burger King.
Wendy goes.
Wendy goes.
Listen, working at the wrong place.
Yeah, right.
They're like, it's Wendy for short. Okay. Wendy goes really hard.
That's amazing.
Crash. Jesus. Anyway.
We're punchy. Yeah, everybody. Punchy.
Oh my gosh. Are we ready to talk about Florida yet?
Yeah. Unless you want to talk about your appearance on Bridget's podcast this week. Bridget, what's it? It's Ghost. Remind me.
The Ghost Magnet.
Ghost Magnet. That's it. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Bex was on the Ghost Magnet, and that was awesome.
It was. I still haven't listened to it because I can't listen to myself for a while. I gotta let some time pass. But it was really a really cool opportunity, and I was really nervous, and it was interesting because like in the Zoom call I could only see like the producer. I couldn't see her camera, and so I had like a hard time adjusting to that, to be honest. But she's a really warm host, and it was we've got like a bunch of topics. I really appreciated how in depth she wanted to go with the map. So that was really exciting. We got to really go in deep with some liminal lore, and it was really fun.
Yeah. Oh, it was kind of funny because it was she had questions about all the like kind of gag categories we put on the map when we first came up with it, like broccoli wizards and cupcake shops and
it's like our broccoli. I was like, I don't know what to say right now.
well,
it
was awesome. So if anybody hasn't had a chance to check it out, you absolutely should.
No, I had a liminal report on Sunday on you from on Night Drift.
Oh, that's right.
on the Euphomet feed, anywhere you listen to podcasts. I did the full episode this time. So very chaotic. I'm very interested in how he edited it because I could not stay focused on task. So we'll see how that went as well. I've been doing this about a year, but this is getting less nerve-wracking. Yeah, thank you for letting me talk about that for a second. I was not going to.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Awesome. Chaos Ranks and Speed Kai.
Chaos reigns. Tonight is chaos.
Get the vibe.
Yeah.
But it's authentic.
Should we talk about Florida?
I think we should go to Florida mentally, just for a little bit.
Come on.
Take it there. Your Jeep.
Yeah, just come. I have an empty couch. Come crash.
Cool.
I'm alone in this swamp town.
At least it's Tallahassee.
What do you mean at least? Ron DeSantis
does
is
that
like
mean?
within walking distance of me.
Yeah, but I always kind of thought of Tallahassee like you think of Austin. I mean,
Okay.
you know, the town that in my experience, but like I only went there before I was in college, so it was like college town, woo. But I thought it was kind of fun in the same way that Austin is, even though like the evil people who run the state live there. And
I used to live very, like basically downtown, and then I moved 40 minutes away.
Probably a good move.
yeah.
That's
Great
always
area in Florida.
Okay.
You're pretty central. You can go a lot of places, to caves and forests and springs, and to go see Bex.
I'm right around the corner.
Yeah, it's just like a 7, 8, 9 hour drive, something like that.
I love like how like wooded where you live is, and how you have like that little like duck love pond, and you get to do WUFO on your car and stuff. It's like a very cool setup you have down there.
Oh yeah, I go out there now, but you know, there's so many bugs.
I was gonna say, well, how are the? I had like an issue here. Hold on. This is setting me back. So how were the bugs this weekend?
So yeah, they bit me in rude places this weekend.
Not the cheeks, not the cheeks.
Yeah. Because they told us, we went to St. Augustine, obviously at night, to investigate like the lighthouse and everything. And 3 of the 4, they kind of rotated everybody to do these ghost investigations. My cat's gonna attack me while I'm talking. I feel like people, I don't know. There's a Strange Escapes event. They had 4 places in St. Augustine that we could go. So we can investigate with Greg and Dana for like an hour. Aaron Sagers was there inside the lighthouse, investigate with him for like an hour. Adam Berry was in the basement of a lightkeeper's quarters, investigate with him for an hour. And John Tenney was out in the woods.
Yeah, it was.
Woods time with Tenney, you know, so appropriate. And so like I always have bug spray, and so I was with like a group of museum members. We all coated ourselves in DEET. And yet somehow I have been bit in literally the rudest places, just like all up in this area and then all in the downstairs areas. And it's like, why? Why?
Didn't
Like-
they get to wear hats?
Like, what the hell? And so like I go into like work today, I'm like itching. It's like going crazy. These like no-see-ums or whatever. But yeah, so the bugs were bad, but it was very worth it for, you know, the woods time with John Tenney. So worth it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we know how like the bugs were, but how like you were telling me about how just like you had like a kind of off the wall experience. You were like, shit's popping here in St. Augustine, so I'd love to have you elaborate on that.
It was just kind of like weird because like for me, you know, I'm this person who kind of like, I'm weird, obviously. But like I'm friends with you guys, so I must be a little weird. So, but I've never like I've done some stuff with friends in the woods. I think my cat just pulled down my shower curtain. It's fine. But I've done some stuff in the woods or whatever. I've had little experiences, but like I'm a scientist, so there are so many things I'm like, it could have been, this or this, whatever. But like here, there was enough stuff where it was like, okay. Like I believe it, but it was like you couldn't like deny the thing. And so like one of the weird things for me that kept happening through the night is I made a new friend, Otis, and they're super awesome. And they live in Orlando. And so they're a new museum member, and we kind of hung out all night next to each other with like Keelan and some other people in the museum who people probably know. Mm-hmm. And Otis and I were on the same level because like our first part of the investigation were with Greg and Dana. And so it was me and then Greg, Dana, and Keelan, and Otis was kind of behind me, not directly behind me, but like to my left. And like we're sitting there and like shit was happening, like really cool shit was happening. But like at one point, like the spirit box, it kept saying like my name, and Greg was like, "Are you good? Are you feeling okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." But the whole time it felt like there was somebody standing right behind me. And I felt like someone was walking there, and it almost feels like when somebody's looking at you, and so if you turn and you're gonna see that person staring at you, it felt like I should see a physical person, but there was nothing there. So I didn't actually see anything, but I was like, no, there's a person here. Like I was that convinced, but I was like, no, it's fine. And then at some point we were sitting there, and Dana's doing Estes and everything, and the same feeling, like not actually seeing anything, but just like there's a person there. I thought I saw someone walk behind Dana and Keelan, but I obviously didn't say anything because it's like I didn't see anything. And then later when we were leaving, Otis goes, "Did you feel someone standing behind us?" And I was like, "Mm-hmm." And like, did you see them walk behind us? And I was like, "Mm-hmm." And then they go, at this part in the Estes method, when Dana says this, "Did you see someone walk behind her?" And it was like, mm-hmm. It was just like a weird.
Right.
Wow.
It happened throughout the night where Otis was like, "Did you see something?" It's like I didn't actually see anything, but there was, it was like this weird thing. And I was like, that's really strange. Like I've never had that happen. I had like almost everybody
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
You're fine.
No. I was just gonna ask where was that again? I didn't catch that.
So that was there's a lightkeeper's house right across from the lighthouse itself, and that was on the upper floor. Cool. So that was like that upper area. But
and the woods where Tenny was that near the lighthouse too? Yeah,
that was like the trails off to the left of the lighthouse.
Yeah.
But yeah, so people got like touched in the woods over there. There was we had some stuff in there, but mostly like people I know got touched in the woods. Because we're like, what
was there?
Huh?
At one time? Did he talk about what was there at one time?
I can't remember now.
That used to be the site of the St. Augustine mystery spot.
Oh.
It was like one of those ones you hear about where like, oh, water runs uphill, and you go into one part of the house and you feel like you're walking uphill, but you're walking down. That is that exact spot where that was. And then it closed down in like the 60s or 70s or something like that.
That's so weird.
Factoid. Sorry.
I love that. So now it's like I need to go back.
I know.
I mean, I have to go back in. It's only 3 hours away.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of that kind of stuff. Like there were some very poignant things. Like the two moments that like I think got everybody was one, like Dana did like a tarot spread up there, and everything was like dark. Like they kept it so that we wouldn't like fuck our eyes up. You know what I mean? Like kept it really dark and kept a flashlight just like on her cards, sort of like, covered. And her first card she pulled was the Tower. It was just so appropriate. It was like, okay. And she kept pulling cards, and she was like, "Oh, this really feels like somebody who like lived here, worked here, but didn't get like paid fairly." Right? She's like, "It just feels like they just are like they didn't get paid right, like they were mistreated." And me, Greg, and Keelan, all at the same time, we all looked up, and it's like, this is a museum, right? And so they have like different displays and everything. Well, on the bottom of this display, like just barely we could see it, there's this display. It has like coins on it. And then we all at the same time looked, and we read this like only line you could really read. And it says like, the workers didn't get paid fairly. The whole sign was about how mistreated they were underpaid, the whole thing. And like Dana couldn't read it, and she like was reading tarot, like she never looked up. And so it was like, oh yeah, I guess so. So that was like weird and cool. And then like the other thing was like the one, like we had some skeptics in the group too, and we were in the basement of that same building. So like Greg and Dana were on the like second floor, and then there was a middle floor and then the basement. And we were with Adam Berry, and it was the last group of the night. And we went into this section of the basement. And at one point we're all sitting there, and we all heard like a woman laughing. And so we instantly thought it was Dana, right? We're like, oh, it's Dana. And we're like, can you hear her? And he's like, no, I've been down here for like 3 hours. You cannot hear them. Like there's enough distance. He's like, I haven't heard her all night. So we're like, okay. So everybody got really quiet. And right above us were these heavy, heavy footsteps. Like they were heavy boots with like a heel on them, and they were just real slow. Like you could feel it in the floor. It was like, and we all were like, that's a person. Like that's a person. And so we made this guy who's like, he was awesome. He's kind of like a skeptic in a way. Kind of. I think he changed a little over the weekend. but he went up the stairs, and he like looked around, and he's like, there's no person. And like he walked over the same spot, and you could hear it, but you could tell he had tennis shoes on. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, and Adam Berry, he was like, that's it, I'm done. He's like, you don't get that ever. He was like, I'm not even gonna ask the ghost to do anything else. He's like, you don't get that on like a week-long investigation. You know, he's like, that was a ghost. Like Adam Berry was like, threw his hands up. He's like, I don't know what to say. But it lined up with a door, one of the doors from the outside, which was locked. So like, but it was just one of those things where it's like, I always wanted that experience. Like I believe all of it. But I'm just like, here's something that like, it is a person in your brain. And it's like, no, there's not a person. Like wow. It was like, oh, ghosts are real. I texted my friends, I'm like, no, ghosts are 100%. Like, I know now.
I love that. So was that like your first investigation that you ever like attended or was a part of? Because that's a lineup for a first one. I gotta be honest. Yeah. And that's kind of like why I did it, because like I was gonna go back to St. Augustine and like do one of their like ghost hunts. And like the price is the same as if I just went and did it with John Tenney and Greg and Dana and Adam Berry and Aaron Sagers. You know what I mean? It was like the cost is the same. Infinitely better.
So, like,
yes. Awesome. That is so cool. I love that.
It was a really incredible weekend.
I'm so glad. Oh my gosh. What did Teddy do out in the woods? What was that part like?
Oh, it was super wholesome. You know, as you would expect. But we had like, he brought like a string of like those lights that respond to like electromagnetic stuff, and he put it different ways along the trail, and things would run across it. But he would like sing songs, you know, and like play games. At one point, like Keelan found a paper airplane, so we were like throwing this paper airplane, you know, just kind of like being ridiculous, having dumb conversations.
Yeah. Fantastic.
It was just so awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff there. I got to work. I've been doing a case log from there about a weird experience I had. Like one of the weird experiences I had, and I've got part 1 up, like on our Patreon page. But part 2 is like, it's in the hopper. It's coming soon.
It's coming. Do you have any? Can you give us any spoilers?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you know, it was so I was in high school, and I would go out to the woods and go camping with my friends like almost every weekend. And these woods were actually like really close to a suburb. Like it was kind of like, the suburb stop and the wood start. There was a lot of like that back then because it was just starting to get developed a lot there. But in the woods, they had started already planning, like plotting out the next portion of the phase of the subdivision. So they had like basically bulldozed where the roads would be, and that's all that was there, like that they had done. They hadn't even like cleaned them anything. They just like all the trees were still down, like none of the debris had been removed. It was just like these massive, like a massive grid in the woods, and then between them, like it was just the woods, like Florida woods. There were also like fire trails that kind of went spider webbed around it, which are like thinner trails just because everything was really dry in the summers already down there. And so they regularly cut those in just to keep the fires from spreading. So it was like this network of trails that was basically ready made for a bunch of idiot high schoolers to like go drink beer on during the weekends and play capture the flag and have campfires and stuff. So we did it all the time. And one night in particular, we went, and there was this one fire trail that, like, when you crossed it, that was the point at which you realized you couldn't like hear the noise from the subdivision or anything. So we kind of knew it. But this time we crossed it, and it felt like a different kind of crossing, like we all kind of instinctively were looking at each other, like nobody said anything because teenage boys. No, we were weird teenage boys, so somebody would have said something, I think. But we all looked at each other and stuff, and so we kind of kept going, and we set up our little tent and went off to gather firewood and stuff like that, and came back. And one of the things we did on these excursions was, after it got really dark, we'd play capture the flag out in the middle of the woods, because there was like 8 to 10 people regularly. So this one night we're out there, and for people who haven't been in the Florida woods in the summer, like, it's an experience. It's like muggy, it's like there's bugs everywhere, it's hot, it's sweaty, and it's stifling. But you're teenagers in a small town. This is what we're gonna do. And then playing capture the flag in that kind of atmosphere makes it almost a little more fun, because like it's a little more like extreme.
Exactly.
So I got I was on a team with a couple of my friends. We were kind of like the weirdo, like metalhead kid team. And so we were like, we didn't want to be involved in any of the like rough running around back and forth physical aspects of capture the flag. We just wanted to like win somehow. So we were like, we're going to take our flag and we're going to go way the fuck out there, like way further than anybody will ever be able to find us. And then we're just going to sit there and like drink beer. So we took our flag and we did just that. We walked like all the way down these like sort of roads and like back, a few twists and turns and stuff. We're like, okay, we're just going to sit here and we're going to watch the trail in the distance. So if we see somebody coming, we can just grab our flag and book it off somewhere else. So we're sitting there looking down one of these roads towards where the campsite was. And all of a sudden we see this sort of human shape kind of walking towards us. And one of our friends who came with us all the time, he was like in the ROTC and like big into camouflage and stuff. And his nickname was Tree, because he liked to like get up all in his camo during these trips and like jump out and scare people in the woods. So we were like, oh, that's Tree, right? Like, that's gotta be Tree. He's coming towards us and he thinks he's gonna freak us out. Like, we gotta, hide the flag. But then my friend Dave looks over at me and he goes, that's way too tall to be Tree. And we looked at this thing as it was coming closer to us and realized it had to have been at least 7 feet tall. And it was kind of ambling towards us. And as it got closer, its features we couldn't define the features we were realizing. Like, we should have been able to at least see like some of the features, but we couldn't. It was like an absence of anything. It was like nothing, just this like whole vortex walking towards us, right? And when my friend said like, that's not tree, it stopped for a second, bent over, and leapt on all fours into the wood off the road, right? And we were like, I mean, like, and we knew that, you know, it wasn't like people asked, well, was it a bear or was it a cougar or something like that? And, you know, first of all, it's too close to the subdivision for that at the time. And, you know, we were all Floridians, and, you know, that's not a bear, that's not a cougar, something like that. Yeah. So whatever it was between us and the campsite. And so we're like, we gotta walk past whatever this is. So somehow we, you know, like we got our courage up and we kind of walked by it as fast as we could and got back to the campsite. And when we got back to the campsite, everybody else was already there. And they were like, did you all hear that screaming in the woods just now? And we hadn't heard any screaming. We just saw this thing. And so we were like, nope. And we told them what we saw. And so that's actually just the beginning of the story. That's what I have written so far.
He needs to write a book. And that first chapter is just the beginning. Please buy the book.
That's like a
Jeremy. That was incredible. What a good story.
That's like the back cover of the book, and I go, okay, that's enough.
Yeah, it was you all screaming. No, we decided not to scream because we didn't want to attract its attention. Like, we were like quiet on purpose. We were like, let's go by really quick. Nobody say anything. Like, just walk really fast, you know? So.
Okay, wherever this is, I need to know because I'm never going.
So here's the thing. It is now the site of a Mayo clinic.
Oh. God bless.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
That's what we're in, right where we were camping.
I have
subdivision now, but that's what yeah.
Ooh, that's interesting. I think John is always
in the woods again. Like, listen, I was gonna start like camping alone because my camping buddy got a job at NASA and moved away. And so I'm like alone. I've done it one time and I'm like, oh, I'll do it more. And now I'm like, oh, maybe not.
Oh my goodness. I understand.
I don't even know. I would just simply pass away.
It's so fun though. Like, it's hard not to go back and forth because like very, very much realistic dangers and fears, but like also the best time. I don't know.
Yeah. Also, if a 7-foot tall thing crouches over and leaps into the woods, a nondescript shape just bends over and jumps, I would just pass away. Like, I don't.
Just do a little pat.
No, I don't even like throwing up, peeing. It wouldn't happen. I'd just pass away. Like, I would just.
They're gone, people. They're gone.
Yeah, Jenny, come camping with me because if I pass away, you have to tell people why. So.
I feel
I'm gonna sit outside the you know, I've thought of that, of like visiting that Mayo Clinic someday and trying to like, have you ever had anything weird happen around here? You know,
just like sit on a bench outside. Like, have you seen the 7-foot tall crouching leaping tiger thing? Like,
yeah, no, but the void, the nothing. We ended up calling it the nothing.
Ew.
Oh my God,
was
Adler.
like, oh, do you remember the
We watched a movie that had a nothing that was so scary.
Never Ending Story?
No, I can't say it without giving it away. Oh no, Adler. We can't say the movie. Sorry, because that's like the punch.
Yeah.
You know.
We'll fuck it up. We can't do it.
Jeremy, that is like such the void. The nothing. It's like once you've experienced something like that, it's hard to describe it as anything else. I know that Katie Webb had a similar experience. I think Katie, or was it Dana? Or both? I don't know, but it's not the first like woods 7 foot tall shadow, void of
Dana.
light, like, and then yeah, okay. So interesting.
Yeah.
I would love to get more of those kind of stories on the map. Not gonna lie.
So that's as far as I've gone in the case log so far. So if
Okay.
anybody wants to know like what happens next, you can become one of our patrons and have access to that, or you can just ask me sometime, and I'm happy to tell you because I don't want people to have to pay for cool stories all the time. So.
Perfect.
Or you can just like live happily and never hear the rest of the story.
That is also an option. Yes.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna have a dream now of like a carnival with like a void jumping into the woods, cool coffee creamer drinks. It's gonna be horrific.
Coffee creamer drink. Oh my gosh, Garrett.
I'm sorry for spoiling the whole night with that.
You curdled it. You done curdled it, Garrett.
Curdled the whole night.
I haven't, Jeremy, was that place was it like new development or was it old development next to the forest? Or was it
Next to the forest?
Your-
So it was kind of like there was like a definite like forest edge, and then on the other side, the development was probably from like the 60s and 70s.
So what it made me think of is like we made some TikToks recently about people seeing like having ferry activity in Bremerton in this one spot, and then I went there and I just noticed all these new houses being built in the same spot.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
The same kind of idea, and then I just wanted to say this real quick. Then I was like, oh, it reminds me of the movie E.T. too. Like in that, I just remember the house, those suburbs that they're living in, and when they're running away from the police, it's all this new houses being built. So I was thinking about that, and then this is just a weird sync from last week, and I totally had forgot this about that movie. When he first meets E.T. comes out from a field, but the field is actually a cornfield, which is weird.
Oh yeah.
And we had been talking about how all this extraterrestrial corn stuff. So, like, I don't even know why there's a cornfield right there next to Elliot's house or whatever. But that's where I think ET comes out of that. So I just think there's something there about this, like new development and like kind of disturbing the land a little bit with new stuff. But then there's also this corn element that I don't know. We had brought that up last week with like Persephone and maybe Hades being a goblin or a UFO abductee.
Right.
So
yeah.
Anyway, sorry to derail
Yeah,
that.
no, that's good.
Please.
Yeah, we definitely considered the fact that it might be something reacting to like all of the trees having just recently been cut down and stuff. Because I mean, it was like it's probably like thousands of trees, and they were just lying there in this grid pattern, and we talked about that for sure.
Right.
That came up again over the course of the next series of events.
Yeah, I just think I don't know. I'm curious always like where these stories, what they have to do with that, the relationship to that happening, like disturbance in the land of, and changes. And even like when you feel like when a lot of people, when they move into a new house, they experience a bunch of activity just by the new arrival into a place. And then for me, that kind of that's happened to me before, but then it dissipates over time. You get used to what's there or get comfortable with it or something. I don't know, but it's kind of interesting. It's like that when you change things or there's that change, there's it kind of, it's like the bottom of a pond or whatever, and you pull in, disturbing what's down below.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna CJ for sure. Perhaps extraterrestrials can perceive and communicate. Yeah, maybe.
Oh boy,
that's a good one. That's a big one.
Yeah.
I found this. I photographed this really cool place in the woods out here, and it looked like a portal to something like the nothing or something would come through.
Oh wow! Yeah.
What is that?
What is that?
So
is that just natural trees going like that?
Yeah. There was a tornado that went through there, and so this is the aftermath. But like, it created something really cool that like Ranger didn't want to walk under. Oh, that's my reflection. Okay, there we go. There's that.
Whoa.
That's
so
cool.
neat. So neat. Yeah, I was just thinking about it while you were talking about your big nothing. So I was like, oh, maybe it was this portal. I don't know. Where does that? Does that go to Florida? I'm like trying to like not have a vendetta against corn cobs.
Oh,
Really
right.
go full circle, but I feel like
Right, yeah.
justified.
I think so.
Yeah, poor Ranger.
Yeah.
But he's good though. He came through it.
He did. We can me and Corn Counts, we can get on a mend, I guess. Road to healing. Oh my god.
Well, it's 9:50. I don't want to bring up the time before it's done.
We got
But
9 minutes.
yeah.
Should we
haven't
talk about next week? What's gonna with the plan? Or do you have anything?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be a good start. Yeah, so we are gonna do WUFO East Coast, West Coast. We're gonna have an hour-long show that's like good for East Coast time. I think we agreed on like 8:30 or 9:30. We'll have the details out in just a few days. But then like what's different about this is 1 hour show. It'll be me, Adler, whenever Adler wants to pop on, and then etc. guests who may have had like time issues prior. Like now's your chance. But then we're all gonna come together, East Coast, West Coast, the guys, myself, guests. Do maybe like a little experiment for 30 minutes or so, and then they're gonna take over, do the last hour. So that should give everyone a little more access to the show. We obviously encourage everyone to hang around for both, but this hopefully eliminates some time restraints that folks have had, and then we get, double the guest opportunities, double all of the fun strangeness, but then we can sometimes maybe follow the same theme. There's a lot that we can do with this, but next week we're on it. We're on it.
Yeah. East, West, and everywhere in between.
Of course. We'll have someone, y'all will be like broadcasting from the West Coast, and then we'll be out here in some cornfields. It's cool to have multiple teams. That's how I picture it. We're beaming.
Beaming.
Yeah, exactly, Kai. Even more WUFO fun. Was there anything else that you guys wanted to touch on while we still had a couple of minutes? I'm trying to go through the list in my head.
Pardon me. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Do we want to do like any card pulls, or we haven't done anything like this? Hasn't actually been like a contact session in a while.
I know we should.
Which is
we should definitely do it next week. We should definitely.
It's not a bad thing. It's been
we'll
good.
Have that designated time, so we should definitely make use of it. Yeah, it's wild. Like, previous WUFOs, you would have like the decks and the setups and stuff, but like I just don't. It's not realistic for me right now how I'm living. So that's why on my end that hasn't been happening.
Makes total sense, yeah.
But yeah, would love if anyone has cards. I would love to maybe get some foreshadowing on our dreams tonight collectively. What's going on with the circus theme? What's going on?
Ooh, right. Yeah. Good one, Garrett.
I'll do this one.
Good old faithful.
And everyone, is encouraged to try the dream thing tonight. So that's.
Do you want to go over that one more time for folks maybe joining us a little later?
Yeah. So just if you go to this link that's going to be at the bottom ticker, there's a location in Grants Pass, Oregon, that we're trying to dream about. It's kind of just like a field or like a overgrown lot, and there's some stories that, on the Limit Earth map. There's 2 that you can read about in this link that are really weird. And there's like a bipedal hedgehog and a glowing fox apparition, and I don't know. But anyways, we're trying to go there, and before bed, this is from the dream. Do this on your hand, and and there's a picture of the place, and try to go there, and just take note of anything you dream about. and tag it WUFO so we can like gather all the data about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically it. I'm gonna pull a card to see if we get any insight. Let's see. This one's pull. Please don't be what I think. Oh no, it's good. Okay.
Okay.
Animalcule.
Animalcule.
You want to explain what that is, Jeremy?
That's like it's something that gets overlooked that actually can have. Oh, there goes Bex. Something that can get overlooked that actually has like a big impact. Or like the foundational like Kickstarter for something like a fermentation process or something.
Yeah.
So
animalcule is like the old term for like microorganisms. Right?
Yeah, micro.
Okay, and this is we're not gonna look at that one.
Oh no. What did I get?
I don't want us to have bad dreams.
No.
Well, this is.
Oh.
So I don't know.
Animalcule.
Animal something obvious, isn't it? That
one's something obvious. Animal just means like, oh, that's obvious. Huh. Interesting.
Do you have one?
I mean, I got oh no, I don't. That was another. I don't want to do bad dreams one. I like that idea. Look. Oh no, Bex just wrote to say her internet is cutting out.
Did it cut out right when I pulled that card too?
Pretty close to it. Yeah. I think one of the first rules of learning to read the tarot is like when you get a card that you don't like, that you should like put it away and pick a different card. That's my
I do that, and then I end up like pulling the same card, and then I'll go get a different deck, and I'll pull
true.
the same card, and then I'll get another deck, and I'll pull the same card, and it's like,
oh, hey, look, that's interesting. So Kai pulled the lovers, right?
Yeah.
Look what I just pulled.
Can't see. Can you? Oh, the lovers.
Yeah.
I also pulled the lovers.
What?
Whoa.
Okay.
So what's
and the devil? So
which is related to the lovers. Like they're like two sides of the same coin.
Yup.
I feel okay. How would the lovers fit into this dream stuff? Is there anything there? What's like a general definite?
Like to me with the lovers, because it's not between two people, it's between aspects of yourself. And so to me, like when I get that card, it's like that's introspection. So in dreams, it's subconscious, whatever, you're connecting to something internal, not something outside of you. Like the lovers isn't really, to me at least, between like two people. It's not lovers, right? It's between the parts of yourself.
Oh, that's interesting. I've had this dream, recurring dreams before with this woman named like Anita, that shows up a lot. I feel like it's some kind of like internal aspect of me or something. Like it's like a different like she's my like creative aspect or something. And I feel like she's like over time I've come to feel like when she shows up, it's like this reconnecting to this other part of like the subconscious part of me or something, but like the physical form of it. So I can see this. I've never heard this idea though, that the lovers is like your internal self or like reconnecting. That's cool. I like that. I'm hoping that she'll show up. That'd be fun for me. I hope people try this tonight. And I'm one of the people like loves hearing people's dreams. It's like one of my favorite things. So please share your dreams with us if you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about it.
I was just looking up. So this deck I'm using, the Hermetic deck. On this deck, the lovers is represented by the myth of Perseus. So when he was he saved the princess Andromeda from giant sea monster. But I remembered about Perseus that he killed Medusa, the Gorgon. And when he cut off her head, like all these creatures like sprang out of her neck, and the main one was Pegasus.
Oh, there you
Kind of a
go.
little fun sync for you.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
So when he killed her, actually, that's when Pegasus emerged.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So there you go. Another little fun sync.
Okay. All right. So yeah, it's 10 o'clock. Let's go look for. I'm gonna go look for Pegasus now. I'm gonna go try to find it.
Yeah, me too.
Me
too.
Oh, and you know what? Sorry, someone tagged us on Instagram in Texas that they were out for WUFO and they saw the International Space Station.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
I'm gonna look to see if it's passing over, because that's a really fun thing if you've never done that. To try to see if it passes over. The first time I saw it, I was just like blown away.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And one day maybe Adler will be up there.
Oh my God. We
Not
can help.
speaking Russian.
Not speaking Russian.
Oh my God. It'd be a dream.
Oh my God. We can like talk to you over ham radio.
That's right. Yes.
Okay, Adler, you're going to have to do everything you can to get up there just for this. Just for this purpose. You're going to have to make me a promise.
I do. I will literally do everything. I take jokes to the absolute max. Like, listen, you'll never have an interview like this. Listen. I need to go up on a Wednesday. I need to.
This is going to be WUFO week 385.
Yeah. Wow.
Ham radio with Adler from the ISS.
Oh my God, it'd be so good. It'd be so good. I could just like not tell them about it and then like get up there and then be doing it, because what are they gonna do? How would they stop me? Just like there's 5 cameras, like, listen, I'm peeing my pants in a spacesuit and talking to aliens. Like everyone's gonna know it.
Oh my God.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming on tonight, as always.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's very fun. I love it. Love putting off, a real life adult test. Do some things. So, but yeah.
Well, hopefully next week we'll see you again.
I'll be here, in the swamps, ready for it.
All right. Maybe we'll work on that portal.
Oh my God. Show up. Pop up outside the Capitol building. That's really what it'll be.
Oh, no, we can't have that. All right. Well, have pleasant dreams, everybody.
Yeah, we'll
Hope
see you
everybody
there.
sees something in the sky. We'll talk to you sometime soon.